If you're looking for a tropical getaway with great weather, nice beaches, lots of fun, lots of activities, great food and culture, then Cartagena Colombia is the place for you to be. So stay tuned, watch the full video, enjoy the content, and let me know how you feel at the end. So as soon as you get off the flight, you go straight in the building and go directly to customs. The line was crazy. Then we caught a quick Uber, and on the way to the Airbnb, we stopped at the famous Cartagena sign. So here's the Airbnb. We was way up at the top. I think it was on like the 20th floor. Nice view, directly across the street from the beach. As you can see, we had a balcony. We had everything in there. This is probably my favorite part of the Airbnb, hanging out on the balcony. At times you can get a very nice breeze since you're so far up. And then you can see the sunset. You can see the whole city behind us. We had a great view. So then we started to hit the streets. There was another Cartagena sign. And then there was a restaurant on the corner. Had some of the best food. The toast tones, the fish, the avocado on a salad, and then the coconut rice. Man, it was fire. And then after that, we went to the walled city called El Centro. We hang out there for a few hours till it got dark, roamed the streets, ran into a lot of vendors, you know, always trying to hustle and bustle and sell you stuff. It got a little annoying at times, but it was cool. Then we stopped by this cathedral. I don't even know if they was really having mass at the time. Shortly after that, we came across some artwork, and then we went back to the room and changed for later on the night. Club was lit. DJ was playing a lot of American music. They mixed in a little bit of Latin music here and there, but they was playing a lot of American music, which was surprising to me. And everybody was in there having a really good time. Then it started to really get turned up. Bottles went to popping, the flames went to flaming, confetti started falling everywhere. Man, it was a movie. I felt like I was at home for a minute. The night ended. We had a great time. Now it's time for the next date. Woke up bright and early, got me a little bit of breakfast before we got on the boat. We're taking a boat trip to a beach club called Bora. It's about an hour and a half ride there. And it was a little bumpy too. The waves was out there and it was choppy. So we finally get to Bora. Man, it was a nice little vibe in there. They had the music playing there too. They had some pretty good food. The scenery was nice, but the water, I ain't gonna lie, the water was real choppy that day. The tide was in high. Look at that. The tide in strong. Had some good drinks, had some food. We vibed there for a little while, and then shortly after we left, and went to the next spot, which was Shalom, the party island. So once we got to Shalom, we didn't stay too long. I didn't really get too much footage, but we just chilled and vibed there. They was playing music out there, selling drinks, hookahs and all that stuff. So then we went back to the room. I went back to the restaurant again. This time I got salmon, salad, coconut rice again. And then we went out again for the next night. Went to another little club. It was pretty cool, Club Space. Had a good time there. I didn't really get too much footage. It was going too hard. And then we went back to the room and got ready for the next day. So the next day, I woke up pretty early to go on a stroll and walk and go see some of this great artwork they have in the area that's called Gethsemane. Gethsemane is like, it's on the far side of the walled city. If you've ever been to Cartagena, there's the walled city and there's Gethsemane that's kind of like right behind it. It's more of the area where the locals live, and they have tons and tons of artwork down the streets and in the alleys and in the neighborhood and stuff. And as you can see, man, it's beautiful. You see the umbrellas, all the different little flags and countries. Man, it's dope, real dope. Here's another street I came across with a whole bunch of flags and countries and more artwork all through Gethsemane. On this next street, this probably had some of my favorite murals that I've seen the whole time. Look at this. Look at that, man. So after that, I made my way back to the walled city. Out there, they had this vendor posted up. I had to grab me some of this, man. It was so good. Man, listen, some of the best food I ever had comes from Colombia. After this, I went back and then I had to meet up with the tour guide for the ATV tour. So the ATV tour, man, it took us through the neighborhoods of a different, I can't remember the different section there was, but then they took us to the beach. We went to this nice little spot on the beach, went up top on these rocks, hung for a while, and then they fed us some lunch. It was mainly seafood, lobster, crab, shrimp, made us some drinks that was fire, and then we started to head back. This the crew. We went to the room, changed, and got ready to hang out for the last time. But before that, we stopped by this restaurant, had some nice Asian food in Colombia, which is cool. This time we just hung around on the streets and we kind of bar hopped and went along to different places. You know, we went to like 4 different spots, got a drink, and then like stayed for like 20 minutes and then left. This club was pretty popping. It was cool. I forgot the name of it. Like I said, they was playing a lot of American music there. Now this club, this was kind of dead. There wasn't nothing going on in here. We didn't stay there too long. We left that pretty quickly. Then we went back on the streets and boy, they was out there. And then we went to Dolce Vita. Dolce Vita played a little bit more Latin music, but the mommies was in there. They were in there. I mean, God, look at it. Look at that now, man. Jesus. We hung at Dolce Vita for a little minute though. I ain't gonna lie. It was too, the vibe was cool. And then we ended up going to another spot. The last spot was Club Space. We went to Club Space again. Club Space was popping. Club Space was probably one of the most popping spots. Like it was packed in there. Besides Delirium, Club Space was real packed. And they was in there. And that's the end of the video. Thanks for watching. Go ahead and like, share, and subscribe. Peace.